All right, it's the final pieces before we build the building itself, the tables. First table we have is a black long table, and it's pretty easy. This is all made out of, if you remember, the very first thing we made in this is the red plastic cabinet. It's the same process and the same materials, so it's just this plastic that is pre-creased, so we just fold it up and put it together. This one was pretty easy. And there you go. And now all we have to do is put the plants on it. Next up, we have this gold half table. In the instructions, it looks a little intimidating, but it's not that hard. So the first thing we're going to do, and this gold, they call it champagne wire, is really soft and very pliable, so it makes it very easy. So I just curved it around the wood piece so that it's the right shape, and then cut it to size. After we get that all glued and set aside, we're going to cut 3 legs, and then I'm going to use my glue bottle as a curve because they're all curved legs, and then we're going to put a little loop at the end of each of the legs. Before we put the loops on, we're going to put this shrink tube on. It took me a while to figure these out in the very beginning, but now that I've figured out how to use this shrink tubing, it's really nice. So you just stick it on where you want it, and then I take a hairdryer to it, and it shrink fits to where you put it. And you got a nice tight fit in the middle. If you did everything all nice and even, it should stand up by itself, and it does. Yay! So last step on this one is we're just going to glue it to the base. Now we're going to put our pretty little table to use by putting all our little trinkets on top. Our next table is what they call an iron table. So I'm guessing it's supposed to look like a wrought iron base with a wooden top. And this one is very similar to a combination of the first two tables that we made. So we're going to fold the tabletop from the cardboard that they provided, and then we're going to make legs, and it's like the gold table, but instead of 3 legs we're having 4. one thing I did learn from all of these tables and chairs and things like that is measure and keep it as even as possible, and then your tables aren't all wonky. Once it's all dry, the true test is it stands up. It reminds me of the really old Singer sewing machine tables. Kind of looks like that. And of course, we got to put our pretties on top. We do this now because when we build the house or the building, it's a lot easier to place these items in rather than putting the table in and then putting the plants on top. It's really difficult to get into awkward spaces. So get your tables all set and then we can just place them right in. Easy peasy. And our last table is the main work table. So think of it kind of like your 6-foot folding tables that you use in school or in craft shows and things like that. So the very first thing is we're going to use this wood laminate and cover all the wood pieces. And the one thing I will say is I'm very conscious of which way the wood grain goes, so that it makes sense when you put the table together. And that's true with anything. If you had put a printed piece of paper or some wallpaper or anything like that, just keep in mind which direction the pattern goes, and then it'll all look semi-realistic. Next, we're going to put the legs on. So we're going to cut the toothpicks that they provided to size, and then first we're going to glue these little rivets on to hold the legs. And this is another one that it's really hard to control how straight your legs are. I used all sorts of props to hold it up and try to get it straight as possible. In the end, it's still wonky, but gives it character. And we're going to cut these little gold wire pieces and bend them. They're going to be kind of the mechanism that you fold the legs down. Imagine a big regular size table that folds up, and then we'll do some cross beams too. Putting these little gold brackets, hinges on was very fiddly, and this glue is so sticky, so I had a little bit of a hard time that I would stick myself to the table, but it also gets the legs nice and straight too, or straighter, so just a little bit of patience. You go. You can see the legs are a little bit wonky, but that's okay. It's not too bad. At least it stands up. And all we have left to do is put all our work stuff on there. our wrapping paper and flowers and different tools and make it look like it's what we work on every day. And there you have it. 4 really cute and all gussied up tables. So we got the little half table with our lamp, and we got our main work table with our scissors and things, and we got another little table with a candelabra, and all these little accessories are in previous videos. So if you haven't seen those, make sure you check out the playlist. I'll put it in the description, and we'll see you in the next one, because the next video is the grand finale, and we'll put it all together. So see you then. Bye-bye.